Let's go. NFL reaction time. You're joining Sandhu and Sheen for a little reaction on the NFL Sunday. What a wild week, Jer. Shall we get into this? What are you thinking?
The upsets. I just have to apologize to the listeners taking my advice. The 1 and 3. That's not my regular. I did escape the donut. That would have been the first donut ever on SNS picks, by the way. But I dodged that. The Buffalo Bills came out strong. They needed it too. They were kind of fading in this AFC playoff picture that's dominated by New England. But it looks like the Colts are looking like pretenders now. A couple of losses in a row here. They were
Let's get into that
number
game.
1 at one point. And, the Rams, different division, but the Rams losing today, that was a close one, but
very eye-opening when everyone was ready to crown the Rams and I guess Colts there for a minute, but it's just NFL matchups, injuries, teams getting healthy. Everything is just a hodgepodge. But here we had Houston taking care of business on the road. CJ Stroud comes back after 3 games. A little rusty at first. He didn't look like himself, but did the job, I thought. And Nico Collins got a rushing touchdown here. And that defense, Jer, I don't know what you're thinking, but they got to be the top unit in the league, or at least one of the top 3.
Yeah, they're shutting down people very handily. It's kind of crazy that it's too bad they traded away their offensive line and different things. Like, I know D'Amico Ryans has a vision. I'm sure he's going to fill it out sooner or later, but it's really too bad. But kind of a normal division game, low scoring, take the under, defensive battle here. Both teams know each other. But yeah, Houston's defense,
Jonathan Taylor,
number 1 in the NFL, or if not close to it.
Have you noticed that Jonathan Taylor, when he doesn't score or have a big game, it's really tough for Indy to get anything going? And now with this fracture with Jones in his knee there, or his calf or whatever, it'd be tough, I think, going forward. I mean, they still had a chance to win the game at the end there. They couldn't get it done. Houston just kept sacking Daniel Jones. So if teams can bottle up Jonathan Taylor, it's kind of one-dimensional team, and they have their flaws. And so credit to Houston. Indy, they lose, I think, 3 or 4 here now. So we got to watch if they start sliding.
If they don't stop the bleeding now,
they could miss the playoffs.
Going to win the division. If they lose to Jacksonville next week, I think it's just going to be, unfortunately, just a downhill slide that they can't get out of. And who would have thought?
Well, they could.
In this great
they could miss the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're going to get the division. If they lose next week, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's too early still, but yeah, they're not looking good.
I still think they have 2 games with Jacksonville, and then a lot of high leverage games, and I think they still have 1 more with Houston. So we'll see. Those are highly contested games. Let's take a look at the Arizona Cardinals coming back door to cover against Tampa. Baker was back. Bucky Irving was back. Not exactly the shootout I thought it was going to be here, Jer, and Tampa stops the losing streak, so good for them. Arizona, they do what they do. They stay in close games and ultimately screw up at the end. But it was one of those games you just get the W and get out of here type of spot.
Yeah, the Gannon defense, they're always keeping teams low. Tampa Bay to 20 is they can throw up 30 and 40 burgers pretty easily. But yeah, it's too bad. Arizona looked like they had things together early, and now they just can't seem to buy a break. It's really too bad. But
Well,
hey,
yeah.
Tampa Bay keeping pace with Carolina. This is, usually a weak division, kind of looking like, two teams, maybe two teams out of the NFC South make the playoffs, dare I say? That would be something.
Yeah, it just sucks for Tampa Bay. They had so many injuries, and there was talk of Baker, possibly being an MVP there, first 4 or 5 weeks. But obviously that sizzled down. So let's see what that playoff race goes down to. This was a beatdown here. Jacksonville 25, Tennessee 3. Tough game to watch. Jacksonville gets the job done. I mean, they needed to beat up on the shitty team. They did that, and I guess Tennessee, you got to go back to the drawing board and figure something else out. They just Cam Moore just keeps getting sacked. It's tough to watch, and they have no run game. So, I mean, their defense lets up 25 points. You can't win, can you?
It's really unfortunate. These divisional games, sometimes they can be blowouts. Mostly they're close, like we say, but this one was not. Jacksonville's kind of coming into their own. I'd hate to jinx them now, but I think that they're going to win this division. I think they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, they've been winning games with Brian Thomas out and not playing 100%. So we'll see what they can do. Obviously, Travis Hunter is out, which no one really envisioned, right? For the price they paid for him, all the draft picks and whatnot. But let's move on to the upset of the day, the one you were talking about earlier, Jer. I don't know. I kind of thought, with Rams flying so high, that Carolina money play would have been, a shot in the dark type play here. But I actually didn't think they would win. But 3 turnovers by Matt Stafford. I didn't see that coming, Jared. Yeah. 3 turnovers? I like 1 or 2 maybe, but that cost him the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And then and 2 huge 4th down plays by Carolina. Like, not only do they convert, they get touchdowns. So it's like, I mean, how often are you going to get a 40-yard 4th down touchdown play? So I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Denver just scored in overtime here on Sunday Night Football.
Nice.
Yeah, but the other team, I think, gets a drive too. I think both teams get a drive. Matt Stafford looked human. He's still, I think, the runaway favorite in the MVP odds. So I don't know if that's going to go down or not. But it seems like whenever Carolina's a big dog, they show up. And then whenever they get some favorite respect, they just go back to their old ways. So it'll be interesting to see how they're priced later in the year here in the matchups with Tampa Bay and ahead. But Rams, disappointing loss. I do believe they have Arizona in Arizona next week, Jer, so should be a get right spot. But Rams are, I believe, knocked off the top of the NFC standings. It's the Bears, number 1. I know. Yeah,
the Rams can't afford to look ahead anymore. Arizona could have been one of those games too, look ahead spot. But now that it's divisional and they need to win a little bit more, look for the Rams to plow through Arizona. I'm thinking like 35-10, something like that.
And it's not much travel, like LA to Arizona. A lot of fans could just drive to Arizona and kind of like a pseudo home game anyways. So I don't think you got to really worry about where it's being played. And Rams maybe need a little change of scenery because Carolina they looked like whatever on that primetime game against SF, and then Rams were just killing everyone, flying high, and no one saw this coming. But in the NFL, it's just one of those spots where they were probably maybe a little tubby and feeling jolly, right? So feeling themselves. Everyone's telling them how good they are. Okay, let's move along to Miami 21, New Orleans 17. The backdoor cover. Tyler Shuck and gang, they came back. A weird pick, too. They were going for the 2-point convert to tie, and then Miami takes it back for the pick 2. But these Dolphins win, and I guess New Orleans covers here. Tough game to watch, but someone had to win. Now, Miami's still technically in the playoff hunt. They keep showing them in the graphic. I don't know what you're thinking about that, Cher. I don't know. They're facing the Jets next week. They got the Jets next week.
One more in the loss column, and they're officially eliminated, or something along those lines. It's not even really.
It's close, yeah.
This is like a fairy tale, like a bunch of favorites are going to have to lose back to back to back, and they're going to have to win all their games just for this to happen. I don't really think.
It's wild to think that Houston started off 0-3, and now they have a better record than Kansas City, right? They're 7-5, and Kansas City is 6-6. So it's just like these teams. I think they just can go on, like Indy did earlier in the year, and now kind of Dallas is doing that, the last few weeks. So I'm not sure who's going to keep it up, who's not, but Miami is winning, and they're beating up on, I guess, shit teams like they should. And they got Jets next week, but I don't know if it's going to be that easy, just because the Jets actually look somewhat like a decent football team. Tyrod, double T. Tyrod, don't call me Tyrod Taylor. So, I mean, what's going on with these Jets scoring 27 points, walk-off field goal? Kirk Cousins and gang can't get it done. They dominated most of the game here. Most of the stats I was watching and the highlights, it was just, Atlanta and Bijan, and then just, I think there was like a muff punt or something like that really just changed the course. And the Jets, I think that's 3 wins now, Jer. Remember they were 0-9 or 0-7 or something, and they've taken care of.
What happened to tank for Ty? Jets, come on! We know that you need a new quarterback. Let's go.
They should be. They shouldn't be winning these games. They should be just covering and losing by 1 or 2. I was actually thinking when they tied the game at 24 that they should go for 2, because either way, if they get it or they don't get it, they'll still be covering the spread, which was like 2.5, 3, depending on what you got it. So, so Jets somehow get a victory in Atlanta. Just another typical Atlanta game. You're leading and you can't close the door, and just lost season. I don't know if they're technically out of it, but let's be honest, they're a sinking ship, Jer. So moving along. San Francisco takes this. Bit of a false final here, Jer. I know muff punts by Cleveland, man. That was bad. Like right on the goal line. You're giving San Francisco like gimmies, and I don't think the defense played that bad for Cleveland, and I don't think Shador played horrible. that was just backbreakers, man. San Francisco probably should have won this, I don't know, 17-14, something like that, 17-15.
I don't know if Shador's ever played Cam Ward in college, but next week,
maybe.
The 2 young guns going to sling it out.
I think Cleveland's favored by 4 in that game, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on, because Tennessee, just got embarrassed. Pretty much almost shut out there. And then you have Cleveland, it's probably a little closer than the score says it was, but still disappointing. I know there was bad weather. There was a lot of wind going on. A lot of people were betting the under. I was looking at the betting scene, and I think the opening line was like 40 or something, or 38 or something like that, and it just got bet down to like 36. So congrats to everyone who bet on the under, but tough game there. So let's take a look at the shellacking of the week, Jer. Bro, this was, I think Seattle could have beat them probably 45-0 if they wanted. Just like they just kind of like let off the pedal there. Like they were just getting short fields. This Brosner guy was, the spread probably should have been like -17, I think. I think whoever laid,
what was the spread? Actually, they put up a fight.
Yeah,
They kind
yeah,
of
they look good.
they kept it
Yeah.
close, and then until it wasn't. Yeah, 26-0
Well,
really
like,
didn't tell the tale.
yeah, I mean, there was that was that big run by Charbonnet. He had like a 40-yarder, and then like I think the tight end had a big tight end big 40-yard catch. So they had some big splash plays, but like they didn't rack up the yards, is what I noticed. But still, Minnesota is just wounded, and they're facing Washington next week. So um, I think I'm just going to take whoever's the dog in that game and just hold my nose. But yeah, Seattle gets the job done here. I think they are now, I believe, tied with the Rams for the division lead, and San Francisco is now one game back, Chair. So 3-horse race, anyone's ball game, really. Right? So, okay, let's take a look at the Buffalo Bills coming back, 26 unanswered points. Paul, Steelers go up 7-0. It was 7-3 at halftime there, and Steelers looking okay, and then whap Buffalo 2 touchdowns in a row. I don't know, did they go for 2 on one of the plays or miss the extra point? Because it was 13 points they got, and then so
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
not quite
confused.
sure, but yeah, this game saved me. It was my only win of the day. Kept me from the donut. Kept Buffalo in the AFC playoff conversation. Just a win they needed. A statement game. We ain't going anywhere. We ain't let yet.
Deep,
All those classic cliches. That is Buffalo right now.
well,
They are going.
I thought the defense kept him in it the first half and the run game.
Yeah.
Right? James Cook was a beast. And then Allen took over in the fourth quarter, and then he put on his cape and then got his rushing touchdown, his passing touchdown like he always does. And then so I was impressed by Buffalo's defense. Everyone's been making fun of them. So I believe they're laying 6 to Cincinnati next week. So, Debo almost got a touchdown to tie the game. We might have a tie in Washington, Denver. That's funny. So, yeah, this was a shellacking. Pittsburgh, very disappointing. Rodgers was beat up in this game. Bloody nose, this, that, and the other. They're getting 6.5 next week in Baltimore. I'm kind of liking Pittsburgh, as ugly as they played, Jer. So, yeah, disclaimer on that one. All right, this was kind of a close game at halftime. I was thinking Raiders were kind of showing up, and then Justin Herbert did his thing and balled out second half. What's his name? Vidal, the running back, had a nice play there, 50-yard touchdown. But we got bad news here, Jared. Justin Herbert fractured something on the back of his left hand. So they're saying he's having surgery tomorrow morning, but there's a chance he might play. Like put a soft cast on or whatever, and then just probably not play out of the underneath the center, just do shotgun snaps.
Yeah, and
Right?
on SNS here, we don't ever wish anyone ill, but it's only good news for the Birds. I'm sorry, and it's a win we need badly. I still think the Chargers defense is very good, and we're going to have to figure out something new to beat them next week. But yeah, Chargers get it done. Keep themselves in the conversation for the playoffs. But yeah, going at a time where Philly needs a win. We need a win. I know we got Washington a couple times coming up here, but
well, next week is the basically the final week for bye weeks. There was no byes this week, which was nice because of Thanksgiving and everything. But next week will be the last bye week. And then no more byes for the last, 4 weeks, 15, 16, 17. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Sunday Night Football is going on right now. We don't have a final yet, but it's 27-20 Denver. Washington is on the 3 or 4 yard line. I think it's third down. So, yeah, I don't know what's going to go on here, but Yeah, all in all, I think we went 500. I think I saved the day for us and went 3-1.
You
And
sure did.
hey, it'll happen. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it was a weird week, man. Like every dog won on Halloween, or not Halloween, on Thanksgiving, and it felt like Halloween. Like it was spooky. All the dogs were winning outright. Black Friday, another outright winner. We took a beating with our platinum picks. So SNS, we took a little. We took a shot this week, but we're gonna bounce back and kick some ass. And right, yeah. So like the best way to win is win with other people, right? So that's what we look at it as. If we got some winning picks, if people like them, we want other people to win along with us, because what's better than winning with other people, right, Jer? So
yeah,
keep the winning going, bouncing back for more action. Let's do it. SNS, baby.
Yeah. Peace.
Later, guys.